Hey guys, and welcome to our live session. If you are tuning in, go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know where you are tuning in from. And if this is your first time, be sure to say that this is your first time so that we can welcome you here. And welcome to everybody. I don't always get an opportunity to see all of the comments while I'm talking because I'm very easily distracted by trying to watch the comment feed. But welcome, and today we're going to take a look at some of the ideas that I think are helpful if you're at a point where you're feeling a little stuck, where you've made the decision you want to change some things in your life. Maybe you've made the decision that you want to change your finances or your health or relationships, and maybe you're frustrated because the things that you've tried in earnest to help facilitate those kinds of changes, maybe those things don't seem to be working for you. And so I want to share a little bit of that inner alchemy that can, I think, help make all of the difference. And we're going to talk about that when we come back. In the meantime, I would love during today's session if you guys find something that I say that makes sense, say yes or click the like button, but leave comments down below and let me know at the end of the presentation what your biggest takeaway was from today's session. And if you'd like, let me know what you'd like to see us cover on future sessions. So we'll be right back after this. And good afternoon, everybody. Dr. John Michael Salvato here, and you're watching another installment of Inner Alchemy, the Science of Spiritual Living. Today, I wanted to talk about something that came up in a conversation with somebody that I coach this morning, and that was the idea that that so many people overlook when we say that if you choose your thoughts, you can change your life. That changing your thinking changes your experience. A lot of people are quick to say, yeah, I believe that that's true, but they aren't willing to do the work. They're not willing. They'll give it a try for a couple of days, and if they don't have instant results, then they go back to that desperation mode. And the reason that I wanted to share this today is because I was talking with somebody who's a single mom who's working to support her children, working to put herself through school, and who, frankly, is struggling to be able to pay her bills. And as a result of that, she jumps from one home-based business deal to the next home-based business deal. She's been trying network marketing. She was very successful in network marketing and actually worked in my organization back in the 90s. And all of a sudden, nothing seems to be working for her. So there's a couple things that we have to keep in mind. The first is that, when the internet was still young, it was easy for network marketing companies and network marketers to do well because folks didn't know how to do their homework. So somebody could come out and say, if you buy this nutritional supplement for $49, it's going to do blah, 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 and it's got magical rainforest herbs in it and so on and so forth. And people would accept that at face value because there were other people who were telling stories, who were giving testimonials. And see, stories are what sells. So the internet began to mature. People began to be able to do their homework. They started to find out that some of these companies are making absurd claims the FTC, FDA, and attorneys general got involved, and some of those companies were fined very huge fines, including some of the companies with whom I made my fortune back in the 80s, and other companies were closed altogether. So what I want to share with you guys is that, if we gave the same amount of thought, the same amount of attention to choosing our thoughts that we give to choosing the clothes we're going to wear before we go out for the day, then what would change in our lives? If we gave that same amount of attention to planning our futures that we give to planning our vacations, what would change in our lives? You see, mindfulness and attention is the key. There are so many greater things that you can accomplish and I can accomplish when our intentionality is laser focused and clear. It doesn't matter whether your desire is to have a better relationship, whether it's financial increase or better health. It all begins with intentionality. So let's look at that for a moment. Intentionality means that you set your intention. You desire something enough to take action upon it. You see, if something is truly your intention, then it's actionable. If your intention is to become healthier, your intention is to lose weight, then your actions have to mirror that intention. Or it's a false intention. You don't really want to do that. So you can't say my intention is to lose weight and then eat a bucket of ice cream. You can say my intention is to lose weight, and although I usually eat a bucket of ice cream, today I'm going to have a single scoop. That's how intentionality works. And once that intentionality is there and your prefrontal cortex of your brain sees evidence of your repeating that intentionality as an accomplished fact, and we do that through techniques like spiritual mind treatment and the one command. Those are just a couple of examples of how we can begin on a daily basis to support and supplement our intentionality so that the mind begins to create new opportunities for us to do things, to be places, to take certain steps that result from the fact that we've taken 100% responsibility for the experiences in our lives. See, there are a lot of people who are desperate, and when they're financially desperate, they do things like getting involved in companies that might be Ponzi schemes or that might be less legitimate than they would otherwise get involved in. If their desires are health related, sometimes they'll try products and diets and other things that might not be sensible, logical, or healthy. When people become desperate in terms of their lives or pain or their health, maybe they go and seek out people who claim to be healers or who claim to be naturopaths or who claim to be whatever without doing their homework. Now, I'm not saying that naturopaths, which I am one, naturopathic physician, I'm not saying that metaphysical healers or other practitioners are not legitimate. To the contrary, they are legitimate, but they are legitimate only to the extent that they help the person unlock their innate healing process. There's never been a healer on the planet, and will never be a healer on the planet, that actually does the healing. There are healers on the planet who ameliorate the process. There are healers on the planet that augment the process. But what most of them do is they affirm, by knowing within themselves, that imbalances within the body can rebalance themselves. that homeostasis is our natural condition. These imbalances that we experience in our health and we experience in our emotions and we experience in our lives, including our finances, are of our own design. And so if we created that problem, then we can uncreate that problem. But we can't uncreate it by doing the same thing that we did that created the problem in the first place. We have to do something new. And that's where we have the support of daily spiritual mind treatments or affirmations or or the one command or simply journaling. That today I make new choices. Today I choose how I'm going to react to people so that my relationships are not so toxic. Today I make new choices in the schedule of my time and the allocation of time that I give to going to the gym, or in my being willing to say no when I'm overwhelmed. So these are things that I think can really help us as we move into this space as a world, as a global community of transformation and change, led by some of the most courageous young people I've ever seen. This is a time for transformation. This is a time for healing and for beginning a new and better course. But we have to take that step. We have to make sure that our intentionality is set and clear. And then we have to make sure that in addition to our intentionality being set, in addition to our intentionality being clear, we have to be willing to take action on a daily basis. So we're going to be doing a webinar in just a couple days, I think on Friday, that's going to focus entirely on the process of healing. I hope you guys will join us for that. I hope that the mind treatment that I'm going to attach to this video, which we played yesterday, will be beneficial for some of you that are watching, and that will be how we wrap up today's program. But before I go, let me encourage you to stay in the moment. That's the point of power. To be grateful for everything you have. That gratitude will unlock the doors for the abundance, the good health, the balance that's waiting for you. And always remember, the best is yet to come. Now let's take a look at that video.